Tansi! Hello, Kwe, Buzu, Ani Seko, Waiche, Lukat.
Bonsoir et bienvenue.
Welcome to this commemorative gathering as we mark 3 years since the declaration of the pandemic and collectively reflect with hope and renewal for the future. Deshinikashon Selena, my name is Selena. I'm Métis from the prairies and a guest here in Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe territory. I'm also the director of the Indigenous Affairs Office at the City of Toronto.
Bienvenue à cette réunion commémorative où nous marquons les 3 ans depuis la déclaration de la pandémie. Ce soir, nous réfléchissons collectivement avec espoir et un renouvellement pour l'avenir. Je m'appelle Gabrielle Lasporte, je suis artiste visuelle et designer d'origine française. Je suis honorée d'être ici avec vous pour partager ensemble cette expérience de guérison collective. To begin, we acknowledge that this commemorative gathering is taking place on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit. Nous reconnaissons que la terre sur laquelle nous sommes réunis est le territoire traditionnel de nombreuses nations, notamment les Mississaugas du Crédit, les Anishinaabe, les Chippewa, les Haudenosaunee et les Wendat, et abrite maintenant de nombreux peuples diversifiés des Premières Nations, des Inuits et des Métis. Nous reconnaissons également que Toronto est couvert par le traité 13 avec les Mississaugas du Crédit. J'invite maintenant Jima Laforme des Mississaugas de la Première Nation du Crédit à nous souhaiter la bienvenue.
Gimala Form was unable to be with us physically today. His spirit, I'm sure, is with us on his territory. And we would like to invite Wyandotte Elder Catherine to come up and give the welcome to start us in a good way.
I'd like to start by introducing myself. Tomeshra Ijatsi, Ndata Jaton Ngawish Hatiorunk, Wyandotte Ndi, Toronto Ndare. My clan name is Tomeshra, and I sit with the Spotted Turtle Clan for the Wyandotte of Anderton Nation. I'd like to open this evening with the Thanksgiving address. This is common practice for us and is a way for us to connect with the natural world, to be of one mind, and to send our gratitude to all, the allness of everything. The Yanarankwanyonk. Una aweti satri hotat. Now, listen, everyone. Naskatawaton oma ndiora. Now it happens we are of one mind. Oma kiesti. We have gathered here together tonight. Atekwaton masonyo oma ndume deometsa. We give many thanks for our beautiful Mother Earth. Atekwaton masonyo ndesta ndusti. We give many thanks for our fresh waters. Atekwaton masonyo nduruta ne nduskwira shon'a. We give thanks for the grasses and the bushes. And we'd give thanks for a clipboard right about now. Atekwaton masonyo ndaweti ndanonqua. We give many thanks for all of the medicines that are here tonight, and all of the medicines that you carry within you. Can I have some? Thank you very much. Atekwaton masonyo ndaweti ndayonta. We give many thanks for all of our beautiful tree companions. Atekwaton masonyo ndaweti ndayakwa. We give many thanks for all of the foods. Atekwaton masonyo ndeyajusho'a. We give many thanks for all of the animals, especially those who give themselves to us. Atekwaton masonyo, nde hino ne nde yaura. We give many thanks to the thunderers and the winds. Atekwaton masonyo, samea and emeteye yandishra. We give many thanks to our elder brother, the sun. Atekwaton masonyo, nde omashutaa, wasonteye yandishra. We give many thanks to our beautiful grandmother moon. Atekwaton masonyo, ndeweti ndehati yoronk. We give many thanks to all the stars. Atekwaton masonyo, ndehuti nga ndite hatindare de yaronya ye. We give many thanks for the helpers who live in the heavens. Atekwaton masonyo, nde somamandishu de kionte. We give many thanks to the Master, the multiverse, the Creator, however you define the sacred, the life authority. Una ayate yandishe nda hara. That is all. Tijame, thank you.
Ketchum Marcy, big thanks, Elder Catherine. I would now like to welcome Elder Sipo Kwaku to provide the ancestral acknowledgement.
Je souhaite maintenant la bienvenue à Sipo Kwaku qui nous présente la reconnaissance ancestrale.
Greetings. My name is Sipo Kwaku. I am a settler in this land, Toronto, and we came many moons ago with my family, and I give thanks for the opportunity to be here today to greet you and to also, most importantly, remember those who have gone before us. You know, in many indigenous cultures, ancestors play a significant role in who we were, who we are, and who we are to become. Those who we've lost over the past 3 years, I want to remember and say that may we always remember those who have gone before us. May we be inspired by their vision and their valor. May their lives be a continuous reminder that people are more important than possessions, that service is more important than success, and that principles are more important than power. As we recognize and remember those who have gone past, they have left what we call ancestral trails, which will never be forgotten. So as we move forward, we want to make sure that whatever we do, whoever we become, whatever we want to see happen in this very special place that we call Toronto, Ontario, Canada, may whatever we do be shaped and molded by integrity, respect, humility. We also want to know that our children, may our children's and our children's children move forward with the nobility of the many gifts that are located in this circle. And to the creator, to the creatress, whatever name that we may ascribe to that energy that has allowed us to be here today, let us leave this place, this world, much better than we met it. And I say, Ashe.
Merci, thank you. Nous invitons le maire adjoint Jennifer McKelvey à prendre la parole. We now invite Deputy Mayor Jennifer McKelvey to speak.
Well, welcome everybody and good evening. And thank you for joining us tonight in Nathan Phillips Square. I would also like to acknowledge the following officials that are joining us. Canada's Minister of Mental Health and Addictions, the Honourable Carolyn Bennett, MP Ali Hassasi, Councillor Greg Fraser with Six Nations of the Grand River, Toronto Fire Chief Matthew Pegg, our Chief Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Eileen Davila, and my fabulous council colleagues, Councillor Moyes, Councillor Malik, Councillor Myers, and Councillor Sachs. And I'd just like to also thank the elders for opening today and grounding today's discussion, and also thank all the artists and the firekeepers that are here. Today, the City of Toronto marks the 3rd anniversary of the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. We are gathered together this evening to remember and honor the many lives lost from COVID-19 over the last 3 years. Parents, grandparents, friends, neighbors, and colleagues. This is a time to reflect on the difficult and challenging years that we have endured since 2020. This is also a time to pay tribute to the remarkable, heroic efforts of frontline healthcare workers and essential workers who kept our city, province, and country running and kept us safe. We can also reflect on how Torontonians have come together and continue to support each other. It is also necessary to recognize how communities experience the pandemic differently, with historically marginalized communities being disproportionately impacted and many continuing to live with the effects of the pandemic. We are a city that is healing and is working to come back stronger than ever, but we are also a city that is still grieving and coping with tremendous loss. Over the last 3 years, we've all experienced loss of loved ones and the way life used to be. All of us have been pushed to adapt to an ever-changing crisis, and while doing that, we had to stay strong, stay healthy, and help one another. It hasn't been as easy, but I'm incredibly proud of how our city stood together during the crisis. And as we continue to recover from the pandemic, I hope everyone takes a moment for themselves this weekend to acknowledge the toll that it has taken and to remember how we've overcome it. We confronted this pandemic, and while it tested us at so many levels, it did not break us, and it was a moment when so many rose to help each other. I am in awe of the healthcare workers who did their jobs throughout the pandemic and worked tirelessly to help people when they needed it the most. To the nurses, the long-term care workers, the doctors, the hospital staff, the pharmacists, the paramedics, and the public health workers, we thank you, and we will never forget the work you did on the front lines of the healthcare crisis. As your deputy mayor, I am so thankful for the city workers who continue to provide frontline services throughout in countless ways. From our emergency services, to our shelter workers, to our transit employees, and many others. You did your jobs during a tremendous time of fear and uncertainty, and for that, we are all so very grateful. And as a Toronto resident, born in East York and raised in Scarborough, I'm so impressed by the strength of the people, our family, friends, and neighbors. They say tough times don't last, but tough people do, and people were tough during the pandemic. So tonight, I want to say thank you to everyone who did everything they had to do and more to help people and themselves through these tough times. Thank you to the grocery store workers who made sure we could still shop for food. Thank you to the farmers and the manufacturers who kept going. Thank you to the truck drivers who made sure everything got delivered. Thank you to the teachers who worked virtually and then back in the classrooms to keep our kids in track. And thank you to the parents who helped their kids through an unimaginable time. Those are just some of the people who deserve our thanks, but I wanted to specifically recognize them here in this moment, and I hope even as we move on and things continue to get better, we never forget the love and admiration we have for these people. This gathering tonight is a culmination of the Burn Vessels Tour, which provided communities across the city an opportunity to reflect on the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and support our collective well-being. As the commemoration and the burn unfold this evening, I want to remind everyone that support is available from accredited mental health and grief counseling professionals and community specialists inside City Hall's rotunda this evening. The commemorative gathering and the burn are part of Stronger Together programming, funded in part by the Government of Canada. On behalf of the city, a big thank you for making all of the Stronger Together programming possible. Au nom de la ville, un grand merci d'avoir rendu possible toute la programmation forte tous ensemble. A big thank you to Team Toronto, which continues to provide COVID-19 vaccinations. More than 2.5 million Toronto residents have completed their primary series of vaccines to date. That's a testament to that Team Toronto effort and to residents across the city, from Etobicoke to Scarborough, from the downtown waterfront to North York. Since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, the city has prioritized the health and safety of Toronto residents. And that focus continues today as we move forward and as we recognize COVID-19 is still with us. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'd like to now invite Minister Carolyn Bennett, Minister of Mental Health and Addictions and Associate Minister of Health, to speak.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor, and c'est un grand honneur d'être parmi vous ce soir pour cet important événement commémoration. I too would like to acknowledge that we are on the traditional and treaty territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit, where we, of course, here in Toronto, honor all of the Indigenous peoples who paddled these waters and whose moccasins walked these lands. I thank Elder Catherine for the prayer of thanksgiving, and that we are grateful tonight. And this is really what the commemoration is also about. And to Elder Sifo for reminding us of the ancestors and how important it is that we always bring that forward and invite them to our events as they look down and make sure that we never forget. Throughout these last 2 years, I think it has been the medicine wheel that has helped me through these times. It is about trying to find that balance of physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and that for us to be able to actually know that the medical model, which I was trained on in medical school, wasn't really enough. Waiting for people to get sick and then try and patch them up, that won't work. And I think we learned that very seriously in COVID, where we did everything we could to not get it. And I think that has been so important, because tonight, as we commemorate, we are, as the Deputy Mayor said, remembering those lives that were lost, but also the lives that were changed forever, the people who are still suffering with long COVID, the moral injury of our frontline workers who were working so hard and it never seemed to be enough. As we were banging our pots and pans on our front porches at 7 every evening, I think that we now tonight are really reminding ourselves about how and thanking them, that our understanding and our of what they were going through and our gratitude that remains. I particularly want to thank Dr. Davila for the leadership that you showed throughout this time, and also to Dr. Tam. This was a very, very important time where evidence was important, and the people taking decisions were truly important that they be respected. I think tonight I also want to acknowledge the toll that COVID-19 has taken on our mental health, and especially, as the Deputy Mayor said, our youth, our seniors, the marginalized and equity-seeking populations who were indeed disproportionately affected by isolation and the social disruption. I think that we hope that maybe the one souvenir of COVID has been that people may be a tiny bit more comfortable talking about their mental health and their substance use, and that maybe that has helped a little bit to bring the stigma down, so that people will seek help and will feel comfortable seeking the care they need. Tonight is about healing with the stronger, and I love saying it, stronger TO together, that we will actually recognize and reflect on the COVID-19 pandemic. But tonight, with these beautiful fires and the burn, where we can smell the wood, we can feel the fire, and we are being given this opportunity to heal and cleanse through the restorative power of the heat and the ash and the smoke and the water of the burn. I believe this is a truly therapeutic offering that allows us with this interactive installation. It is, as we are learning tonight, it is inspired by the universally sacred elements of fire and water, and tonight we are being provided with a sanctuary for comfort and care. And I think these words of intention setting, releasing, and letting go are really important when we come together for commemorations, as that this is an ability for us to be able to take from tonight the memory, the commemoration, but also the healing that this evening has given us. And so tonight, we are just unbelievably grateful to the multi-talented and award-winning artist, Roger Muke, the interdisciplinary artist and designer, Javid Jha, and our multidisciplinary artist in Wyandotte, Elder Catherine Tomorrow. I was very excited to learn that the ashes from the burn will be harvested and mixed into the soil and spread across the city gardens to honor the spirit of the collective healing. We know that our gardens are always, in the city gardens are always good for our soul, and I believe that knowing that the ashes from this ceremony will be folded into that soul will remind us on every single walk we take that tonight's ceremony of intention setting, releasing, and letting go. On behalf of Minister Rodriguez, he really felt that this reopening fund, which has made the installation possible, was created to honor the people and organizations that made a difference during the pandemic and to support the resurgence of the cultural sector and how important that is to our spirit and our soul. As he said, our culture unites us, entertains us, moves us, and brings us together in good times and bad times. And I want to just say thank you, Miigwech. Merci beaucoup for coming tonight as we come together to look to the healthy future. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Bennett. To conclude the commemorative part of this gathering, let us all now observe a moment of silence to remember the thousands of people who were taken from us by COVID-19 over the past 3 years, the impact of this loss and what it has done to families and friends, and the collective loss we have experienced as an entire city. And then, following the moment of silence, let us go forward from here stronger and committed to working together to move this great city forward.
Times in our lives, we all have pain. We all have sorrow. But if we are wise, we'll know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you cannot bear, that you can't carry, oh, I'm right up the road. I'll share your load if you just call me. Now I need you to sing this with me. Lean on me. Sing it. And I'll be your friend. Come on, Toronto and the world. What? For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean.
For providing us with the sweet sounds of Lean On Me. Merci, Julie. It was a touching tribute to the city's residents as we reflect on all that we've lost over the last 3 years.
Merci Julie pour cette belle chanson, un hommage touchant pour les habitants de la ville, tout en réfléchissant à tous ceux que nous avons perdus au cours des 3 dernières années. Merci Julie. Avec l'espoir d'un avenir renouvelé en cette nuit de The Burn, veuillez accueillir de retour la reine du R&B du Canada, artiste, auteur, compositeur et ambassadeur Julie Black.
Now, to continue the program with hope for a renewed future for this night of The Burn, please welcome back multi-Juno award-winning singer, songwriter, and international recording artist, Canada's Queen of R&B, Canada's Walk of Fame inductee and Legends of Live Award recipient, Dora Maver-Moore and Toronto Theatre Critics Award recipient, musical stage and television actress and personality, and female and youth empowerment ambassador, Julie Black. Ladies and gentlemen, Julie Black.
I want you to clap your hands like this. Come on, in the square. Come on. What? She done with you. She not going back and forth with you no more. She done with you. She not trying to bend over. She not trying to pay you no mind. She not trying to take your disrespect no more. She not trying to be your bedroom pet no more. She not trying to beg for anybody mind. Clock this.
But she found said you never leave, but you found
I see.
now she's skinning deep, cause she gone.
Come on.
She don't want you come back.
Hey, count up on she head no more. Count up on she head no more. This is our opportunity to celebrate the lives we have right now. Let me hear you scream.
But she not gonna forget. But she not gonna forget.
But she not gonna forget, no. Hey, yeah.
But she not gonna But she not gonna forget, no.
How you doing? Are you feeling good tonight? The burn. Let's go. Yeah. Listen. Tell me all your likes, all of your dislikes. Tell me if you're the jealous type. If mine I try, then it's on side. Tell me if you love to spite. Tell me if you're wrong or you're right. Tell me if you're gonna hide when I tell you something that you didn't realize. I need to know. I need to know if you're just running mouth, baby. Need you to show. Need you to show. Can you grow? Do you go crazy when you're not with your lady? Do you start acting shady? Do you stop when you know you went too far? When you kick me out the car, when your temper starts to come, baby. Hands above your head like this. Me not afraid. What? Me not afraid. You can tell me everything. You can say when you're ashamed. Come on. I don't care, baby. Me not afraid. Me not afraid. You can tell me everything. What? You can tell me everything. You can tell me on the plane. You can tell me on the stage. Baby, I don't know what you want. If you don't tell me, then I don't know. You wanna know, baby, I don't know. You want me, open up. Then open up back to me and I'll show you every fact in me. Actually, I just need honesty. Don't let it get back to me. Baby, that's all.
But I have to remember who I was before I became a singer. Who I am today is who you need to get to know. My legacy is making sure that I impact at least one.
We are standing. We are here.
Because when I impact one, I would have impacted 1,001.
On indigenous land.
Be bold. Be courageous and say, you know what? This is who I am.
If you love yourself and you love your neighbor, let me hear you say, yeah! Come on. I'll be.
It is important to start us young. It's not too late. I watched my mom flip it at 80.
Like this. We're gonna bring the heat to the square. Let's go. And on a Monday, I'm gonna love you. And on a Tuesday, I'm gonna hug you. And on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, gonna love you. Get up and dance if you wanna dance. And on a Monday, I'm gonna love you. And on a Tuesday, I'm gonna hug you. And on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, gonna love you. Whoa. I work for you, baby, work my hand to the bone. Care for you, baby, till you come home. Do for you, baby, for the love that I seek. Slave. Toronto, make some noise! Treat you all so kind.
On a Tuesday,
I take you out to dine.
on a Wednesday,
I work double time if you would only say your mind. gonna love ya. And on a Tuesday, I'm gonna hug ya. And on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, gonna love ya. I work for ya, baby. Work my hand to the bone. Care for ya, baby. Do for ya, baby. Slave for ya, baby. Hands up like this. Let's go.
And on a Thursday, on a Friday, and on a Saturday,
I work double time. If you would only say your mind, I'll be. Oh, I'll be. Only because I really love you. You. I really love you.
Monday,
Yeah, I'm gonna love you.
Tuesday,
Oh, I'm gonna hug you.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Hey,
Give me
give me
all of
all
your
that
love.
love.
And
Come
on
on.
a Thursday, on a Friday,
I take you out to
and
dance.
on a Saturday,
I work double time. I want you all to dance like nobody's watching.
I'll be,
I'll be,
I'll be,
oh, I'll be.
I'll be.
Only because I really love you.
I'll be,
I really love you.
I'll be,
Oh, I really love
I'll
you.
be.
Only because I really love you. I'm just a 7-day fool. Toronto, I really love you. 7-day fool. Oh,
On a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
my name is Julie Black. How you feeling right now? Are you ready to burn it up? Are you ready to get some healing tonight? Are you ready to stand in the gap for those who aren't here tonight? Put your peace signs up like this. Everybody, front to back. In the name of love. Roger Moon King, love only beyond this point. Let's go. Come on. Hey, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Let's give the amazing, talented, incredible ally and friend of mine, Julie Black, another huge round of applause. I want to hear some buffalo calls. Kitchen Marcy, thank you, Julie, for that amazing performance. And welcome back to all of you to the commemorative ceremony. We're now moving into the interactive public artwork of the night, The Burn. We are moved and delighted that you have chosen to join us on this beautiful evening, albeit a tad chilly, to honor transformation, empowerment, and change. Tonight we invite you to heal and cleanse through the restorative power of rising heat, ash, smoke, and water of the burn. It's an interactive installation inspired by the universally sacred elements of fire and water, providing a sanctuary for comfort and care with rituals of intention setting, releasing, and letting go. We honor the lives of cherished ones and mark this anniversary with a release of grief into these incredible vessels, to dance our prayers and honor the transformative powers of healing ceremony. It is my honor to be here this evening amongst you as you move into this collective healing ceremony, contained by sacred geometry and powered by our will to release what is no longer needed. We acknowledge the sensitivity required in this process. Please give people space and be respectful of all those engaging in this process with you. We are in community. Please be mindful of differently abled people, our unique and diverse ways of being in this world and in this ceremony. Please respect each other and the vessels. We ask that you refrain from putting anything into the vessels that does not belong, only the cedar balls on which you have placed your intentions. Please show respect to our incredible fire keepers, their helpers, and the elders present. If you have tobacco offerings to be placed in the sacred fires, please hand them to the fire keepers who make sure that those offerings are given on your behalf. Please do not leave food or garbage on the square, but place it in the proper bins. There are spiritual reasons to do this, as well as protecting your safety. We ask that you maintain a reverential space with no profanity or consumption of alcohol. The ceremony will be live streamed, and if you are uncomfortable with being videoed, no problem. Just please proceed away from the camera located offstage. If you feel like you need grounding, calm, and a place to rest, we have 24 hours of wellness programming inside our water-themed integration zone that's inside the rotunda of City Hall with meditation, restorative movement, and sound. Throughout the ceremony, you will be guided through 3 participatory movement patterns led by Indigenous dancers, and there will be music accompanying us all the way through. Please take the opportunity to dance if you are able and into it. This will help set those intentions. Please make sure to stay hydrated and well-fed. And importantly, if you see someone in crisis, please let our staff know. You'll spot them wearing lanyards which say staff on them. There are medical caregivers and healers on site who are available to assist. We have a great deal of respect for the artists, elders, and helpers, city staff, composers, dancers, fabricators, writers, and organizers who put this beautiful event together. Please be mindful once again that this is a sacred event generated out of love and the will to hold people in a space of collective healing. We are honored that you have chosen to be with us tonight. Merci. Now I have the pleasure to invite to the stage the multi-talented, award-winning lead artist of The Burn, Roger Mooking, along with his incredible collaborators, interdisciplinary artist and designer, Javed Jah, and multidisciplinary artist and Wyandotte elder, Catherine. They will start by leading an ancestral and elemental acknowledgement to begin the burn, and I invite them to come up now.
Kwe once again, Kwe Omateru, Kwe friends. We're just going to manage this paperwork here. From the deepest part of my being, and I'm sure I speak for my collaborative artists, the performers, the organizers, and everyone here this evening. On this beautiful, chilly, yet almost spring evening, I offer these acknowledgements on everyone's behalf. To those whose memories we carry in our DNA, whose lives have touched us deeply, those who live in the mirror world of spirit and the womb realm of rebirth, we welcome you, we thank you. To those who reside beyond all time and all space, navigating through the sky world and lovingly cradled within the multiverse, we welcome and we thank you. To our beloved ancestors who give our lives meaning and purpose, those both known and unknown to us, we welcome you and we thank you. Our ancestors have provided precious gifts, gifts of love and skill, of thought and memory, sometimes unknown, but yet carried within. We inherited from them an appreciation of the deep mysteries, which sometimes may not be spoken of or even understood. Without them, we would not be gathering together in this cycle of ours, this healing, and without them, we simply would not be. We thank our grandmothers and fathers, the aunties and uncles, the sisters and brothers, the mothers and fathers, the two-spirited ones, the non-binary ones, all of them, near and far, our cousins in all clans and all families, and all of our relatives in the natural world, through all time, our birth families and our adopted and our chosen ones throughout the ages. We are connected through spirit, and we are children of the stars, and we are children of Atensik, or Sky Woman, the young woman fallen from above. Under the celestial vaults, under the borealis, under the heavenly realms, beyond form, these energies are held within this wonder world. We acknowledge, and to them we offer this gesture of gratitude. We offer tobacco and other gifts, and we ask them to be present with us. We show them our faces, and we ask that they see ours. We bow in deep respect to those in spirit who came from many places to this place, who live and dream with us, who whirl with us, who sing and pray with us, who dance in friendship with us, and to the many benevolent ancestors from all directions. We love you. Thank you. We honor you, Homa Shuta'a Ayehe, the ancestors, and Yoronya Yoronk, the sky dwellers, and we offer you a spirit plate. We honor and thank the elements, which sustain us, the air we breathe so deeply that helps us think good things, the fire that carries our prayers out to spirit and is at our heart, the precious waters which surround us and are deep within us, the burning bright point and the little thundering waters, and our beautiful, beautiful Lake Ontario, and also the vast primordial ocean in which all life originated. We thank Mother Earth, our beautiful mother, who provides all things for us. And now, I'd like to introduce our multi-talented, award-winning lead artist, Roger Mooking, to speak.
Thank you, Elder Catherine. So what you see here in front of you right now started as an idea in January of 2021. I, like many of you, found myself in a very dark place, and I resolved to do something to help other people who might be in that dark place. So the burn started. We worked really hard over 2 years to build this thing, and we laid really amazing plans. But life happens in plans. You know, I almost didn't make it to the burn today. I got a call early this week. A mental health crisis. Life or death. And I had to leave Toronto, not knowing if I was going to make it back in time for the burn, because I had to help my family who was in crisis. We did what we had to do. The family rallied, and we did what we had to do. And in that moment, I realized it solidified. You know, the idea started from a bad place, and it came really full circle to me very personally. But we did that. Our family rallied, and we took care of the situation. just believe me, it was horrible. But I'm here, and I made it because this really matters. And it showed me in that moment. I called my friend Umberine, who's the curator of this event. All of this that you're seeing wouldn't have happened without Umberine. And I said, Umberine, I'm getting on that plane. I'm gonna make it to the burn, because I need the burn. So I give the burn as a gift to the city. I give a burn as a gift to the city. I'm here because I need the burn, but it only proved to me that we all needed the burn. Love only beyond this point. Love only beyond this point. I want to introduce you to the designer and a fabricator of these beautiful vessels you see, Javed Jah. Thank you.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon everyone here. Thanks, Raja, for sharing that story. I didn't know that. I saw you last night and I was like, this guy looks like he hasn't been here for a while, but now I know. And we love you for your energy and everything you put into this, my brother. I just want to start by giving props to the real fabricator. His name is Alex Akbari. I know he's here somewhere, and sometimes I get too much shine. I need to make sure that everyone understands Mr. Akbari is the reason you're seeing what you're seeing today. I just want to say how blessed and privileged I feel to be able to stand here where everything always goes back to basketball for me, but where we celebrate our Raptors championship, it just feels like I can just picture Kawhi laughing on stage right now. And you can tell, you don't have to tell me that sacred and basketball go hand in hand for me, so that's okay. The 3 fire pits that you're experiencing right now are that I hope that you'll be able to place cedar balls into represent 3 different intentions that we thought of as for people who want to move past whatever you might have experienced during the pandemic. And in my personal opinion, even without the pandemic, I think we always should be setting intentions to move forward, and we've tried to lay out a map for that kind of initiative. The first one is the cube. Traditionally represents an earth element, and its rigidity is what we're trying to break away from. So that cube is about transformation. It can take many faces, transformation, depends how you want to look at it. But maybe it's adapting to a situation or entering into a new role. The furthest pit away from us, the one that breathes the most, represents the air element. That is an octahedron, and that intention right there is letting go of something, just like the air, letting it rise, just like as the smoke is rising from the fire, just being free from whatever's holding you back. And the one closest to us right here, this icosahedron, the one that closest resembles a sphere itself, represents the element of water, mostly because it's actually the shape of hydrogen and oxygen molecules. And this represents new beginnings, as water is the source of creation. Water is latent in every creative process, and we are mostly water ourselves. So that's a bit of the symbolism behind this. Mad love to everyone that's come out. Despite this weather, it's cold, but hopefully the fire pits will warm you. And I appreciate this opportunity to be with you. I'm going to pass this back to Elder Catherine to say a few more words. Peace.
And how honored I am to be up on the stage with both of you. Such incredible men with such fantastic vision. This evening we wanted to honor our firekeepers who are here. We wanted to honor and celebrate our internal spark, the fire within our bodies that keeps us alive, the powers of transformation, the power of the fire itself. And we acknowledge and honor the intensity and the heart tether to these beautiful fires. These fires are at the center of our families, the center of our clans, the center of our communities, and they're what keeps us alive. We honor those who keep our fires, who maintain our traditions and protocols on the back of the great turtle. And thus, we would like to extend that honor to our beautiful and kind firekeepers, our community uncles and our good men this evening with offerings of respect. I wonder if the firekeepers would come to the stage, please. Could we have our 3 lead firekeepers? Yeah, Troy Paulus, Anthony Gladue, and Johnny Moore. Okay, just a second. How's their name? So that's Anthony. Just right here. I tried. A little bit. Could you give me Troy's blanket, please? Just the blanket first. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit locked up in the cold here, so I'm going to get some help. Roger, can I hand you the microphone? This is a friendship blanket, which is part of our Wyandotte tradition, and I'd like to offer it to you, Troy. I'm so moved and so grateful that you're here with us this evening, sharing your knowledge and skill as a firekeeper, maintaining these fires for the people, and through their transitional process this evening. May I?
You may.
All right. So. And I know you also have helpers with you this evening, and there are medicines in this box for everyone at your fire. There's tobacco here for you, and there are other wonderful delights in there as well. Thank you so much.
Yowie.
Thank you. Anthony Gladue, we're so happy to have you here this evening. Thank you. You know, I've learned so much from you already just in the short time we've got to speak with each other. Not being a firekeeper myself, I'm very grateful to you for being here. May I put this around your shoulder? Thank you very much. This is for your helpers, and there's tobacco there for you. And forgive me for not putting it right into your hand, but it's there. There are medicines in there and other wonderful things. Thank you so much for being here. Miigwech. Thank you. Is there someone who can carry this for our other firekeeper?
I need someone to walk with me.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Jenny.
Thank you, Jenny. And we also wanted to acknowledge Johnny Moore, who is in the audience this evening. It's one of our firekeepers. We have a friendship blanket for you with a Thunderbird pattern on it, and we have some medicines in the box, and some tobacco for you, and some other delights in there for your helpers as well. Thank you to our firekeepers. We couldn't make this incredible event happen without your skill, without your knowledge, and without the way you maintain the traditions on the back of the great turtle. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Elder Catherine. So this bag here myself and Javid, and we will take the spirit of Elder Catherine with us. This bag here contains the original cedar spheres that were used on the Burn Vessel tour from January 19th to tonight. These are all charged with tens of thousands of intentions of people from the city of Toronto. Each cedar sphere is charged by multiple people and their intentions. This bag is holding a lot of sacred healing, so myself, Javid, and with the spirit of Elder Catherine, we're going to place these balls in the very first vessel, and then everybody else can take part. Love only beyond this point. Let's go, Jeff.
Akwe, everyone. Hello again. It's Catherine, Tomeshra, Tamaro, Spotted Turtle Clan person from the Wyandot Anderton Nation. Welcome again to the ceremony tonight, the burn. We're very glad you're here. And we've come to the time in the ceremony where we're going to help set and celebrate the intentions that we've put through by placing our spheres, our cedar spheres in this fire. And we're going to do that with movement patterns or sacred dances. These dances refer to ancient traditional ceremonies that are honored in various indigenous communities. They acknowledge the natural world and even the cosmos. They accommodate the change that you've embraced this evening, and healing as well. And they also echo the three large vessels, the 3 times, and the number 3 in sacred geometry. The movements are going to activate and enhance your healing process in an embodied way. The dances will also help keep us energized and stoked and in alignment with the sacred fires on the square tonight. If you feel like moving, and if you feel like dancing, if you feel like honoring your internal fire and the community process of the burn, please join in. And remember that people move at different speeds, and people have different ways of being in their bodies. Please respect each other's spaces and pace tonight. Now, we have the honor of presenting to you 2 Indigenous dancers this evening who are very well loved and very well known in the Toronto community. We have Nicole Levesque here with us this evening and Joseph Cada. They're going to be dancing in jingle dress costume and in grass dance regalia. And they're going to be blessing us with healing prayers. The jingle dance, the jingle dresses, jingles are actually prayers. And as they move, they enliven the prayers. And I'm sure Nicole will tell you a little bit more about that. So tomorrow they will also be joined by Isaiah Cada, who will honor us with a vocable and his hand drum. But for now, I'm going to give Nicole the mic so that she can offer you some teachings about the dances.
And everyone, thank you for being here with us today in this beautiful space. As Catherine has shared, that today I'm going to be dancing in my jingle dress. Traditionally, there would be certain songs and styles of dances that are specific for this style of dance. But today, we are going to be dancing in kind of like a shuffle style dance in the music that you heard playing as you were here. This way that all of you can participate and dance with us. And the sounds of this jingle dress bring about that shaker sound of that first sound of creation. And that's why I felt that it was we felt that it was very appropriate for this dress to be here with us today. And we also have our grass dancer, Joseph Cada, who our grass dance is one of the very first styles of dances within our ceremonies. So it's a very big honor for Joseph to be here with us today, to bring that beautiful, good energy. And I hope that I'll be able to be dancing with all of you, because we will dance together. If you feel to, there's no pressure, to bring about that unity, that love, and that connection that we have, and that we're here celebrating today for this beautiful event. Miigwech.
Tijame, thank you so much. Just a reminder that the shuffle dance is also very sacred to women, and that it is used to move earth on the back of the great turtle. It was the dance that Atensuk danced. the first dance. Please join in if you feel moved to.
It's great working with Roger and Javed and Catherine. It's been a fantastic experience.
Well, it's nice and warm on one side.
We are at City Hall, the most sacred space, the most sacred place. This is as sacred as a pyramid. This is as sacred as a temple, as Machu Picchu. This is the Great Pyramid in Giza. This is a sound temple. Your voice, it held back, it holds you back. So you have to let it go. So the practice of yoga is a practice of remembrance, a practice of who you are, not who you want to be, not who you should be, who you are. It doesn't matter to the yoga whether you're a good person. It doesn't matter to the yoga whether you're a bad person. All that matters to the yoga is that you're a balanced person. Because we are all good. We are all bad. We are all mad. We are all sad. We are all happy. We are all glad. We are all things. And in all these things there is balance. That's what we call yoga.
Good evening, everyone. And with those chimes, it's good morning, everyone. Thank you and welcome to The Burn. Just letting everyone know that this is part of a collective healing experience, and we're really happy to have you here. Part of our journey is healing. And once you've stopped through The Burn, we invite you to go through City Hall and into the Rotunda, where the journey continues. Currently is Operation Prefrontal Cortex with Danelle Adams doing meditation with sound and bath, with a sound bath. On the hour, every hour, our programs will continue, and please take a look at the schedule as you walk in through the Rotunda. Thank you for being part of The Burn. Very early good morning to everyone, and thank you for coming to The Burn, a collective healing experience. Part of The Burn is also moving forward and what comes next. We have meditation and healing on the inside of the Rotunda, where the theme is water. It's from John Tam, and it's meditation, yin restorative yoga, as we move forward through our healing journey. Thank you again for coming to The Burn.
Kwe, good morning, everyone. What a beautiful morning. Hello. I hope, hello. Hi, Donna. Hi, Troy. It looks like Troy and John and Anthony, our wonderful fire keepers and their helpers. In a moment, we're going to be doing a dance pattern. We're just waiting for the dancers to come out to greet the dawn. And here they come. I hear them jingling. Good morning. Come on out. Let them see you. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful morning, and we welcome you back to the Burn. For those who've been with us all night, we are very honored that you stayed with us. For those just joining us, we've been in ceremony for several hours now, and we wanted to start the day with our second dance pattern. We've been doing a series of dances. This is number 2 out of 3. And it is called a participatory movement pattern number 2. And this dance is a celestial dance of awakening and restoration to connect us with the dawn and the stars and the cosmos, during which we will look up at the heavens and honor and acknowledge our galaxies and the movements of time, our connection to the ever-wheeling stars and expanding universe, the song of creation, and the beginning of all love. Our spiritual tether to what is above us is as significant as what is beneath us. But sometimes in the city we forget that we too are made of star stuff. So here's a way to send our thoughts of love upward to the cosmos and become complete once again. We'll engage in a trifold spiral formation led by our beautiful dancers, our lead dancer, Nicole, and we have Indy with us, and we have Joseph with us. These lovely dancers are beautiful, beautiful people who spread love and joy throughout the Toronto Indigenous community with the gifts that they offer us, which are these sacred dances. So please, Nicole, lead us into the dance. I think because we have a few people on the square, we're going to have one spiral this morning. And I'd ask the technicians to put the music up a little bit. Thank you. Please feel free to join in. We also have Isaiah Keda on the floor with us this morning. Again, think about your intention to connect with what is above you. You're actually creating a picture of a galaxy, the galaxy that we live in, where we have sky beings and celestial spirits, the stars who are our ancestors, all these thought forms and prayers and wishes that sit with us in the ether. And we're also connecting to these beautiful sculptural forms that take us through sacred geometry so that our intentions are activated. These dances actually help to set our intentions. They help to make our thoughts and our prayers real in this world and connect us to spirit. It's a brand new day in Toronto. A day of hope, a day of healing, love only beyond this point. Love only beyond this point. Love only beyond this point. Think about being part of the great galaxy that we reside in. The Milky Way, all the stars and the heavenly orbs, the planets, elder brother sun, grandmother moon. You're a part of the allness of everything. And we're so thankful for the bounty that we have. And we acknowledge each other as people from all walks of life, from all life ways. We acknowledge all our grandmothers and grandfathers. And all our kin in the natural world. The grasses, the bushes, the trees, the medicines, the ones who keep the medicines. Our fire keepers, the ones who keep these sacred fires. We thank the bodies of water, the rivers, the streams, all the lakes and rivers that are around us and underneath us too. Toronto is filled with underground streams, mirroring what is above us. We thank all the animals, all the beings that we share this beautiful wonder world with. It's so beautiful to see you all dancing. We thank our ancestors and Hamandishu, the life authority. And just like the spiral of the galaxy, we move in and we move out. We contract and we expand, filled with all the forces of love. love only beyond this point. Love only beyond this point. What a very beautiful dance. Sacred dance is not a spectator sport. Sacred dance is ceremony. To be partaken of, not observed. How beautiful. Beautiful. Tijame, Tiwank, Miigwech. Hi, hi. Thank you. Marcy. How beautiful. Thank you so much. Tijame, Tijame. Nyawen. How beautiful. Thank you, thank you. Did you want to say anything?
I just wanted to say thank you, everyone, for being here with us in this beautiful space. It was really beautiful, Catherine, with your voice, the sound, and us dancing together. It's really a privilege to be here to greet the morning. I just give much thanks and love, and like Catherine, you say, love from this moment forward. Miigwech.
Thank you, everybody. Love only beyond this point, and we will be back at about 3:30 this afternoon to do our final friendship dance, at which point we will have become one community, taking all the good vibes and positivity out into the city and the world. Love only beyond this point. Kwe, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome, Kwe Ometeru, Kwe friends. Hello. As you know, you've been processing this beautiful 24-hour ceremony called The Burn, and we're so honored that you have come to spend time with us today. We've now arrived at the part of our ceremony where we will come together as new community, a community which is on the path of healing and peace, a community bound by love and compassion. We have come together and have met with the purpose of putting through our healing intentions. Through fire over water, we've done the work and asked the elements to help us with our tasks. Our prayers and intentions have been carried forth. We have, in a sense, become one, and we will leave this space forever changed. And as the ashes of these fires will be spread to foster new growth, so will our actions here this afternoon. We are now going to do a traditional dance. This is a known dance in many different indigenous cultures. In our Wyandot culture, it is called a friendship dance, and it is also known as a round dance. We have with us a beautiful family of incredibly gifted dancers, well-known dancers in the Toronto community and well-loved dancers. Our vocalist this afternoon is Isaiah Keda, and he will take us through this dance with his beautiful hand drum, and embraced by the power of the song, we will come together as one. So here is our participatory movement pattern number 3, the round dance of connection and friendship. And dancing will be Nicole Levick, our lead dancer, Joseph Keda, and Indy Keda. And we are so, so happy to have them here today.
Hey!
like a cell, right? Like a... Oui, Tizame Miigwech. Thank you, and thank you, Anthony Gladue, one of our lead firekeepers here today. Thank you very much for that beautiful dance. Isaiah, are there any words you have or things you'd like to share with our beautiful participants out there?
I'll just share a little bit. I could be up here all day talking about it, but I'll share a little bit about the drum and a little bit about that dance. The drum in my language, Ojibwe, is Odewegun, and that comes from that word Ode, which means heart. And this drum, it loosely translates to that word, the heartbeat. And it's talking about the heartbeat of our nation. And as you can hear that beat of that song, it kind of resembles our heart, right? The ba-boomf, ba-boomf, ba-boomf. And that sound, this drum, it's in our blood. They say blood memory, right? Because I know myself, I've always been drawn to it. I would carry my daughter around everywhere with me in it, and she would hear that sound, and she would fall asleep listening to that sound. And that's just a little bit about that drum. That drum's the heartbeat, right, of our nation. And that style of song was a round dance. And for what I know about it, it comes from the Cree Nation. That song itself, the one that we sang, and that style of dance, they say out west there's the Northern Lights. And what I was taught about those things is that's our ancestors, those Northern Lights. And that's kind of what that dance symbolizes when you're going around, right? And it's symbolizing those ancestors, and you're dancing with them. And that's kind of what that dance is, and it's changed over time through things of different nature, right? Those songs, they would be sung in the language, and they would be sung about loved ones, or they'd be sung about just things that would go on. And nowadays, those songs, they change because of, say, the war and things like that, where a lot of our people, they lost their language, and they would go off, and they would think about their loved ones. And then some of those songs they would come up with, they would have English words. And that's part of that round dance is just that evolution, right? And it's just dancing with our ancestors, really. That's what it's about. So I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I hope we can do this again sometime.
Thank you. Tijue, Miigwech. Please continue to place your cedar spheres in the monumental forms on the square. We will be open. The installation will be open until 7 p.m. this evening. There's plenty of time. Thank you.
Hello. Oh, wow. What an amazing, amazing evening. Thank you, everybody who came out. You know, I want to first thank all of the firekeepers. They've stayed here for over 24 hours, keeping the fires. Nothing is possible without the fires at the burn. So utmost respect to all of the firekeepers. Thank you truly from the bottom of our heart. None of this is possible without your ritual. So thank you, yeah? All of you, thank you. So check this out. We've been working on this for a couple years, and there's a lot of intention, a lot of thought went into every aspect of this, and you can see it. You could see it, you could feel it, you could smell it. But you know, I just spent like 10 minutes with a 5-year-old. And she summarized the whole thing. She ran around with cedar spheres telling people, these balls are magic, they're special. You put them in the fire, you put a wish on it, and your wish comes true. With all that we've done here, a 5-year-old explained it in the most beautiful way. You place your wish and the wish can come true. This whole thing you see, it came as a dream to me one morning. I woke up and like, here we are. Like, look at all these amazing people who brought this thing. Just bring it, make the dream come true. So I thank Naya, 5 years old, for helping me tell that mission. I want to bring somebody up. Come. Umberine. I want Umberine. Woohoo. This person here, if you heard me talking in the press, talking about like, how did this start, and I had this dream, and I called my friend Umberine, and then it all happened. Everything you see here today, she was the one that pushed the team to say, what's the sensory? What's it smell like? What does it sound like? What does it look like? How does this relate to the astronomy, the positioning? What does the geometry mean? Why does it mean it like that? Every second of what you see here for the last 2 years is this amazing woman here, Umberine Anayet, pushing us every single day to make something great. So give it up for Umberine. Yes. She brought in Javid Jah. She brought in Elder Catherine. She brought in people you don't know the names of, like Nicole and Tamara and Ben and Buddy. All these people is because of this beautiful person right here. I want to thank Umberine and Nayet. I had a vision, but she made it real, and it's not possible without her. Umberine, I love you so much, and all the stuff that happened in this week, you had my back, and it means the absolute world to me. I want you to meet Umberine. Umberine, spit at the people for a minute.
Oh my God, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, you gotta spit.
Hi everybody, thank you for coming. We're all blown away seeing these vessels actually become alchemized, going from metal to the gold that you see today, and that's all because of you. So we might not have a lot of support when we do these things, but they're definitely worth the fight for, because what we do is based on how much we care about the people. So yeah, I break a lot of boundaries, I push a lot of rules, but it's always because I care, and I believe that what we stand for needs the biggest platform that we can have, and so this is why it's here at City Hall today. So I just want to thank Roger for his idea that he seeded in my brain, and just how authentic of a human you are, period. Javid, for your genius, for bringing that idea to life, and then Elder Catherine for all of your wisdom. We are truly a family. Our team, Tamara, Nicole, Ben, who we love, Haas, Ron, everybody who's here is also part of our family. And healing, I truly believe this is not just a local movement, it's a global movement. If cities can come together to fight COVID, cities can come together to heal from COVID. And why can't Toronto be the start of that wave on a global scale? So I don't know. I'll stop right there, but it's not easy to do this work. I'll say it again. So thank you all for coming. Thank you for the firekeepers. Oh my God. You're amazing, amazing, and we learned so much from you and your dedication and respect for everything you do. We're just in awe of, and you brought so much meaning to this project. So thank you so much, and I'm going to throw it to Javed now. Over to you.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. All praise is due to blessings upon each one of you. Thank you for being here. For me, a crystal is a metaphor for your heart. Each one of these fire pits is our heart. We've been charging them with our intentions, fueling these fires that continue to burn within each one of us. And that's what keeps them going. That's what changes them from raw steel 24 hours ago into a shiny, silvery, pure, sparkling, reflective item that you see right now. That's transmutation of your soul. The fire is always there. It's always burning. It's how you fuel it with your intentions. Peace. Elder Catherine.
My goodness, what a cycle of hours and days and months has gone into this project. We thank you for engaging with us in this dance of sacred transformation. It truly has been remarkable, both from this side and also watching all the beauty on the square every moment, or as much as possible in the last 24 hours. I have thanks as well. I want to thank my collaborators, all the people I was involved with. Roger, it's been an honor to meet you. You're an amazing human being. So much spark, so much joy, so much love, so much life. It's incredible. Umberine, you make things happen in a big way. You're an amazing curator, an organizer, very, very gifted woman, brilliant. I'm so honored to meet you and have worked with you. Thank you. Javed, your creations are spectacular. My heart has been so moved to see the way this man works, geometrically, sacredly, with incredible intention, incredible precision. Even the bells agree. With incredible joy and love. And Alex, his collaborator, who helped to fabricate these incredible crystals, these beautiful forms that we all have interacted with over the last 24 hours. I'd also like to thank some friends who are on the square. I too have a great deal of respect and regard for our firekeepers. They are the first people I offer my prayers to at the beginning of every ceremony. I'm very grateful to you all. Donna Paulus, I'm so happy that you're here. It has been a pleasure knowing you're on the square with Troy. All of the firekeepers who have been here, some of them have gone now, and to Air Magic, who also helped handle the fires from the city end. I'm also grateful to them. It takes collaboration and teamwork and support, and I really appreciate the way they supported our firekeepers. I have another dear friend on the square today, and that is my most favorite video digital alchemist, Jeff Howard, who came down to document this 24-hour space and does everything with such artistic flair and vision and delicacy and sensitivity and skill. I love you. You're amazing. Thank you so much for being here, Jeff. Thank you. And also your son, Keenan, is here with you today. I wanted to thank our glorious stage maven, April Nicole. She's gone now for the afternoon to be home with her family. She's also an amazing organizational whiz and my helper, and she has been incredibly generous and has tended to me very well. Her daughter, Jenny Nicole Smith, And my very personal helper, dear Isan Alamdarlu. Thank you, Isan, my dear. Thank you. I wanted to thank the fire. Where would we be without that spark of life within each of us? Where would we be without that vehicle of transformation? To thank Mother Earth for being there under our feet in all times, in all ways. To thank the fresh air that we breathe that powers us through all of this transformation. To thank the sacred fire that has brought all of our visions into manifestation, and the product of that fire, the ash that will be spread across community gardens throughout the city to foster new growth and new beginnings. I know we will all leave this square transformed, and I'm so appreciative and honored to be included in this ceremony. Thank you very much. Now, Javed and Roger are going to take these spheres, some leftover spheres, they're going to take them down onto the square, and they're going to put them in the center vessels to make available for people to take as they will, to put their intentions on, or even to keep as a memento, or to plant in a garden, or to hold in your hand. Thank you so much. And while we're out on the square, we can't help but mention each and every participant who has taken a sphere into their hands and placed it within the chute to have it roll down into the fire to transform their intentions into reality. Brave act, a kind act, a wish for peace, a hope of change, and the power of love. Blessed be Tijame, Tiowenk, Marci, Tashekulaire. Thank you. Good night. As it begins, as it